Hello everybody, I am not Markiplier, I am Kara, and welcome to Furvilla. So I already have registered. I registered right away, very quick. I have one of the first 3-digit accounts. So as you can see, my username is Kara. And so what I'm going to show you is a bit about the game and how to play, starting with simple things such as navigation. So to start with, we have the Furvilla banner. It'll take you back where I am, which is your town hall. Or you can also click on your town hall. So kind of takes you the same place. It's very convenient. Then we have the inventory, the villagers, forums, chat, news, painties, and help. And we'll get to those in a minute. So we're going to start with the first page. We've got, I live in Furvilla Palace. Everybody will live in a town of their choosing, which means you may not live in the same place as me. There are 3 others, which I believe are Dragon's Maw Manor, Tiger Eye Peak, Ocean Dome, and Foxbury Hamlet. So everybody has in their town something for potion crafting, for item building. There is a weapons place. There is a doctor you can visit. At this point, it's in the beta. They're not sure if they'll keep it, but you can visit the doctor once a day for one of your villagers when they get sick. We'll go over that after. There's a place to buy your fine feathery little pets. This one's as feathery familiars, even though they're not super fluffy. And a tailor and a craftable, which is, we'll get to those in a minute. There's buttons for them down here, same thing. This is the warrior, this is the medic, this, craftables, divine concoctions, earthly delights. Now yours might be named something different depending on where you live, but they all do the same similar type of thing, as well as the pets. Lastly, we have the Dollar Emporium. Now, what the Fur Dollar is the currency of the game is Fur Cash or Fur Dollars. Fur Cash is what you'll get. Fur Dollars is what you'll actually have to buy. Now, you could transfer it from other users if you didn't want to buy it yourself and you were trading them for something. You can do that. Obviously, this is the amount of people, well, the amount of villagers in the town that you live in. Mine is Furvilla Palace. What their jobs are. Now this is going to change depending on when people change their villager's career. So Explorer is the most basic one. You're going to have a lot of those because Explorer is where you get all of your general gear. Everything that you basically need from seeds to slabs, those are important. Then we have the doctor. This is very important because after about the first day, you want to have your own doctor. If you don't have your own doctor, you can't really heal your villagers, and when your villagers are sick, they do half as well at what they're doing. I'll explain more of that in a minute because it's a little more in depth than that. Animal husbandry. You can find and domesticate animals and breed them. I haven't got to breeding yet myself as I haven't got any pairs, but you can do that. Warrior. Now, warrior is a little weird. As a personal thing, warrior is easy, but based on your village, not so much. I'll explain that in a little bit. There's our constructions. You want these because they can add more pots for the herbalist, more stables for the husbandry, and then more houses for your villagers. Then we have the crafter. You get to build items. The tailor. You get to build costumes or clothing. Blacksmith is for building weapons. The herbalist, I'll show you very shortly, is for planting seeds. Now seeds are used in a lot of the craftables that you'll need, such as for the crafter, the tailor, the blacksmith, not for the constructionist, but for the doctor, and then the alchemist. Now, I have looked at everything but the tailor and the alchemist myself. We have the Passing Wanderer. Passing Wanderer is a pet, I'm going to say pet, I used to play pets, so it's going to take a while. Passing Villager, you can adopt them if you have an open space. Now what it is basically somebody made them and didn't want them, so they abandoned them. Then we have the latest paintie. The latest person who got their paintie approved. Painties are, you can color the base for your character. Again, I'll explain more in a minute. Then more painties that have been recently approved. And then the banner with the usual Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr symbols, the private policy, terms of service, reports, contact us, and credits at the bottom. All rights reserved, all that good jazz. Alright, so now let's start with the very basic, going from your town to your page. Because you want to take a look at your user profile. Now, you can take a look at that by clicking on your username here. You can see your user panel, your active pet. There's a little image next to your username, mine's Kara, saying what town you live in. Each one has a different symbol, such as the, I believe the dragon's maw is a moon, like a crescent moon. The Furvilla Palace looks like old Greek structures. if you have any messages, which you can also see over here, messages and notifications, as well as the date and time in the game, which may not match where you live. Right now, it's actually 1 hour behind me. How many people are online and how much for cash or for dollars you have. So let's take a look at our personal page. Now, on your personal page, you'll have the information from when you signed up. You'll have your username, which you can change. We'll get to that after. Your gender, that you're allowed to change. The last time you were online, when you're registered, and if you have any trophies. I don't have any trophies right now. Unfortunately, I should have one, but I don't. So I'm going to deal with that later. I put up a little Q&A thing, but this will usually be blank until you put it yourself. And then all of your villagers. If you don't have any, you won't have any. If you have one, you'll have one, and so on. You can also order them. I ordered mine like this. And you'll see what they are, their species. If you have a painty, obviously they might not look exactly like the species. So if you know what they are, that's what's important. The names you've given them, and what their most active career is, what they're currently using. So as you can see, I have 2 explorers, herbalist, animal husbandry, and a doctor. You can comment on people's page. You can see all the comments that are made to you, and if somebody's got a profile name or maybe a villager or comments or something that's on the page that you want to report, comments you can report here, and your user you can report here. Since we are in beta, there are people who are trolling and making X-rated explicit names. So feel free to go and report a username if you're having an issue. So on my page, I'm not gonna see certain things. If I look at another person's page, I'm gonna see a few more buttons. What they are is I can add them to my friends, or send them a friend request, or send them a message. Yeah, I can also get a block button, or if I've clicked the friend request, there will be a little red person. So the general things, your stall, which is your shop, your stables, which is basically where you're storing the little pets that your villager finds. You can see anything you've posted on the forums and any threads that you've made in the forums. Now, right now, something that's going on is that the forums and the chat are closed. The forums and the chat got extremely overloaded. There were so many people and a lot of trolling, a lot of X-rated material, a lot of swearing, a lot of things that the mods were just not ready to handle at the capacity that we overloaded them with. Well, now you see that there's 645 people online right now, but when I first signed up, within the first hour, there was about 3,000 people all on at the same time. So it got way more people than they were expecting at the beginning. You expect to build up a repertoire with people, but they didn't expect that many at the start. So they've closed those down while they look for new mods. So clicking on those, I'll just open another page, show you just a little blurb that you can see. It'll say this feature is temporarily closed while we look for hiring more moderators. Please enjoy the rest of the game and feel free to contact us with the link at the bottom of the page. That's what you'll get on both pages. It'll say page not found. Okay, so one little thing that I haven't showed you yet is your active villager. Now you can see what species, their picture, and what their active career is. You can't see their name, but if they're yours, we would assume that you know. So if you click on their name, or their face, sorry, that'll take you to their page. It'll give you villager with their name, you an option to abandon or upload a painting. Paintings cost 100 fur dollars, which is about $1 US if you want to upload a painting, and they're not always confirmed, so when you upload it, they take a look, they decide if they want it. If they agree, then you get it uploaded. If not, you get your $1 back. So now you get your villager info. You can edit some of it. Obviously, I can't say he was born today. Sorry. So mine is Kimi. I picked a gender as female. There's large gender options opened. While there's no thing specifically stating trans, which we'll explain why that makes sense in a minute, there is a lot of open genders in this. To what they see, they view trans people as the gender that they want to be. So you wouldn't say, oh, I'm transgender, you'd say, I identify as female. So you just write female. It doesn't matter what people on the internet, they don't need to know that you're trans. They don't need to worry, you are who you are and who you want to be. So be happy with that. But they also have other options, such as there is demi-girl, demi-boy, gender fluid, gender flux, neutros. Those are just to name a few. There are more. I think there's about 10. Then their active career, the date that you got them, the location. Now, I'm not sure location. I haven't noticed it because I did adopt another one, but I will have to take a look and see at his. I adopted somebody. I'm not sure that means... Okay, maybe the location is just where they are now. But I'll have to take a look at some of the other adopted ones if it's where they came from. Their species, their color, and which house they're in. Now, houses are kind of weird. There's the base house that you first get your first villager, and then you buy at least 3 of them. This is beta, so everything's new. With fur cash, and then there's some that you buy outright with houses. So those are houses. So it's a little weird, it's not that important. And your active career, and if they're sick. Now, sicknesses are based entirely on the zone you live in. So Cazelia Palace will not have the same sicknesses as Tiger's Eye Peak. You will not get the same sicknesses, you will not get the same medications, nothing is the same. The only things that are the same and transferable is slabs, or no matter where you come from, you can use any slab in your construction. And seeds can be grown by any herbalist. You can't use them in your potions because you can't get those potions. You don't need those medications and such, but you can build them. So right now, my poor Kimmy is sick with metal allergy, and I've been trying desperately to get my doctor to build. I built a couple allergy pastes, but so far they're not unsuccessful. So this is my base character. If you click on the career, either from here, or from here, same page, it'll take you to the career. It'll tell you a bit about the career. It'll show if they're sick again, and if they're currently doing something already, such as I'm currently domesticating an Emperor Pengu. But I also have already found a couple other pets, and I'll show you some basics. I won't explain what's going on here right now, I'm just going to do that really quickly. Oop, fail. Not a big deal. Different careers do different things, so. There we go. So let's go back to the basic page. So we've taken a look at our base profile. We've taken a look at how to get to the careers. Oh. Okay, there we go. So we're on the base town. So we've learned what's on the basic town page, what's in our basic home page, and what a basic villager page is like. So for now, I'm going to wrap up the first little clip here, and then I'm going to explain some more about the town.